Alright, so I have gotten quite a few messages recently, people asking what Madison's leukemia symptoms were, what were her signs, how did we end up finding out that she had leukemia. And I really don't want to get into like the whole long story of, going back to like her first neurologist and all that fun stuff. So I'm just going to lay them out there. The first and most prominent sign that we saw was very easy bruising. Madison was covered in bruises that nobody could account for. Now, she's not a clumsy kid. She wasn't falling, so nobody knew how she was getting all of these bruises. She also had strange looking bruises that just looked like little dots. It looked like somebody literally took a pencil eraser and just put dots on her skin. And she just had bruises in unusual places, like she had bruises going down her spine, and what could that be from if she's not falling? She doesn't play with other little kids, so no other kid was like, accidentally hit her or anything like that. So we had no idea where these bruises came from, but she had a lot of them, and they were very strange. Also, a sign that we did not know at the time was Madison's weight gain. So since I started posting on here, we have been concerned with Madison's weight. She's always been underweight. She's been a very picky eater. She has sensory issues because she is on the autism spectrum and has issues with food and textures of food. So she has always been pretty underweight. So when she started gaining weight, we were like, oh, she's finally gaining weight. This is a good thing. At the time, we didn't know that she had cancer, and we didn't know that, her weight gain could be associated with anything other than she's eating a little bit more and, she's just gaining weight. Her weight gain was actually caused by her liver and her spleen. They were both inflamed, very angry, and swollen, so it caused her stomach to be swollen and distended and caused weight gain in her. So just so you know, it's not always weight loss that means cancer. It can be weight gain as well. Madison also had petechiae on her skin, and that looks like little pinprick red dots, almost like a little pinprick rash, but not a rash. It's just little broken blood vessels under the skin. She started getting really pale looking, so she's always been pale pretty much her whole life. Even out in the sun, she never tanned. She always stayed pretty pale, which was, to us, we thought it was, it's always been normal. But the way I would describe the pale that she became was kind of a grayish color. She lost like the color in her lips. Her skin just looked kind of gray. She was also taking longer naps, but we associated that with maybe she's about to go through a growth spurt because, hey, she just gained some weight, so maybe she's about to grow. No idea that it was related to what we would find out the next month. Madison has always had these dark circles under her eyes. They are genetic. I have them. They're covered with makeup right now, but you can still kind of see them. Madison has those, but we did notice that it kind of looked like she had black eyes. So they got really, really dark and really noticeable. Another sign that we also weren't aware of at the time when it was happening was when I took Madison the beginning of December to her pediatrician, and that's when we were getting her referrals all set and sent out. Her pediatrician did a hemoglobin check, and that's just a little pinprick to the finger. She did the test, she left the room. I'm waiting in there with my middle daughter, Halen, and with Madison on my lap, and my daughter, Halen, was like, Mom, there's blood all over your pants. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I look down, and there's blood all over my pants. Madison bled through her Band-Aid on her finger, and I pulled the Band-Aid off. I was going to change it, and she was just leaking blood from her finger. Like, it wouldn't stop bleeding, and it literally took 15 minutes just to get it to slow down enough to where we could just put a Band-Aid on it again. So that was actually due to her having low platelets and having her finger poked, which we didn't know that because we didn't know that there was anything going on. But as far as like her energy level and her play level went, she seemed completely normal. From the outside looking at her, we didn't think that there was anything serious going on with her because she did still have so much energy. And a lot of people whose children have leukemia, they often say that their child got very tired, didn't want to do anything. And I don't know if it's because Madison is autistic that she still had so much energy, but she did. Her energy level stayed the same, but she was taking longer naps. And people also ask what blood test I requested, and I actually didn't request any labs. It was her gastro doctor that she was sent to because her neurologist thought maybe she might have a malabsorption problem. She also thought she might be anemic or have some other sort of iron issue going on. So we actually went in to see the gastro doctor, and she ordered labs, and those labs are the labs that showed that Madison was having a really big issue. We didn't know that it was cancer yet, but looking at the labs and from me Googling like crazy, I put all of the information that we had together, and I came to the conclusion before she was even diagnosed that they were going to tell us that she had leukemia. And then when we met with the oncologist on January 24th, he got Madison's labs from her gastro doctor, and then he ran his own labs, and we had those labs back within like 3 minutes. And then that's when he said, I'm so sorry, she has leukemia. And then all of this started.